Hello, my name is Kamil and I'm working for Samsung. I'm very honored and pleased to be here and tell you how to create Tizen application. I feel that you are very exhausted, so I will try to make it as quick as possible. The plan for today is just to make a quick brief about what is Tizen, and I will introduce to you two layers, two frameworks, one for web application developers, second one for native application developers. So I hope every one of you will find something interesting in Tizen. And there is one more thing, maybe I will go to this part at the beginning, and I mean a contest for developers, for Tizen developers. So there is a app challenge, and we have a lot of prizes. In total is more than 4 million of US dollars, and there are 54 prizes. And we have 9 categories, 3 for games and 6 for non-games applications. And you see the prizes, and there is a large number of them. For example, per each category in the game, the main prize is 200,000 of US dollars. There will be 3 prizes, and the second prize is to another 2 apps, and it's 100,000 of US dollars per each. There will be 6 prizes, 40,000 US dollars for 9 games. And there are also a lot of prizes for non-games applications. The main prize is 120,000 of US dollars. It's because in non-game apps we have 6 categories, so there will be 6 prizes for each category, 120,000 of US dollars. And for the next 2 applications, there will be prices for 60,000 of US dollars and 30,000 of US dollars for another 3 application per each category. And there will be also 10 special prizes for the best HTML5 applications, 5,000 of US dollar per each. So those are categories. In game we have 3 categories. One is action, adventure, arcade, sports. Second is role-playing strategy. Third one is board, card, casino, puzzle, word trivia, music, and others. And for non-games categories, we have 6. One is productivity, finance, utilities. Another is education, reference kits. Another is music video, entertainment, photo, and font. Another is news, magazine, sports, weather, social networking, lifestyle, health, travel, navigation. So a lot of categories, a lot of prizes. I encourage you to take part in this contest. And let me begin. So, yes?
Before you start, as we have an international audience, would you mind telling them in which countries the contest is available?
I think every country, but I think that Brazilian people are not allowed to participate in this country, this contest.
Surprise me, because I'm from Finland and I can't participate.
Oh. Finland is also...
No.
I'm not sure, I need to check this. Last time I've checked, almost every country was allowed to participate in this contest. So Finland, I need to check. Okay, so the Tizen. As you know, this is the open source platform. It's governed by Linux, it resides within Linux Foundation. It's governed by Tizen Association. These 12 companies are technology companies and operators, and they're actually getting requirements for a platform. And there is a technical steering group runs by Intel and Samsung. They are doing all the implementation. Okay, so I said that Tizen provides 2 frameworks. One is for web developers, second one is for native developers. This first one, targeted to the web developers, is actually state-of-the-art in a matter of HTML5, W3C rules, and we are also providing kind of APIs that are not in a part of specification. Because right now, W3C doesn't provide specification how to use NFC, how to use Bluetooth. So we are providing APIs to get access to those features. And of course, we have native framework. Native framework is based on C, C++. So it provides lots of, in a matter of C, C++, you have lots of open source libraries, lot of code that is already implemented, so you can easily use it on the Tizen platform. And there is one more thing, because you can create something called hybrid application. Hybrid application is one package with 2 or more applications, and this application can communicate with each other. And one application can be web application, second one can be a native, for instance, service application. So you can bring all this C++ performance to your web applications. Of course, in a matter of architecture, there is a bottom layer, Tizen Core. It's also open source, and that's it. Okay, so what about the SDK? It's right now available for Linux, for Windows, and for macOS. Of course, it does include all the necessary things to create your application, like platform binaries and libraries, header files, and it also has IDE. IDE is based on Eclipse. It has 2 different parts. One is for native development, is based on CDT, and second one, based on JSDT, it's for web developers. So all these features like coloring the variables, functions, methods, finding invoke of those methods are available for also for web developers. And within the SDK, we have plenty of tools like performance analyzer, like debugger, and stuff like that. And of course, we have Emulator to try your application on the Emulator. And we are providing lots of samples that are explaining how to use particular APIs.
And just a little tip for developers, which is not written here. Also, it's working on Windows 8, but you need to install Oracle Java 33 bits. Yes.
Oh, so Windows 8 developers also can use the IDE. This SDK is for application developers. In a matter of contributing to the platform, to the open source Tizen platform, you need to use Linux to download the IDE and set of tools to contribute to the platform. But if you are application developer, you can have Mac, Windows, Linux, any of PC. Okay, so the IDE is very simple. If you are familiar with Eclipse, you should be it should be very easy for you to start development for Tizen. And Emulator has all the features that Emulator have, like event injector, like debugging, like here is, for instance, Connection Explorer, which allows you to connect to see all the devices connected to your IDE. I mean, not only Emulator, but also physical devices. You can explore the file system. You can push your application to the device or to the Emulator. And of course, we are providing Emulator Manager, which allows you to create very different configuration of pieces of hardware. And okay, as with other platforms, we are using some privileged APIs. So we have manifest file where you need to say the user from which privilege API you want to, which privilege API you are using within your application. And if you don't know which one API is private, is no problem, because you can run analysis and we will scan all the code. We will look for calls for privileged APIs, so you can very easily discover what need to be put to the manifest file. Okay, so the web application framework. This is the architecture of Tizen, and as I said, on the web application framework, we have all those APIs that are available in HTML5. It's specified by W3C standard, and things like WebGL are also available. And we are, of course, providing device APIs to get an access for piece of hardware such as NFC. But we are working to make this API to be part of standardization. So what we are doing now is trying to move all the bricks from device API to W3C standard APIs. And we are also providing UI framework just to get some controls that are very familiar to those native controls. So by easily using JavaScript, you can put to your application some ready for use controls, and that's it. Okay, so about the web framework. Is actually the things that I've already said, that the HTML5 and W3C APIs are available, and last time when I checked, there is no platform that has more available features on the market right now or in the development phase. And here is information from HTML5test.com website. And Tizen 2.2 actually has the biggest amount of scores in a matter of what is supported, what is not supported from HTML5. Okay, I said that IDE is providing a lot of sample application. I will now show you some of them. Just give me a minute. Okay, so this is the Eclipse, and when you go to the file new and start Tizen Web project, there is a creator from where you can choose what kind of application you want to develop. There is very basic HTML5 application that is using Web UI framework, several types actually of that kind of applications. There is also application that is using UI Builder, where you can just by drag and drop put some controls on your form, and those samples. So there is an example of hybrid application where your HTML5 application is connecting to the service and getting data from native service, and a lot of examples of web applications. There are a lot of them. You can easily check how to use particular APIs, how it's done, and it's a good point to start development for Tizen, just to watch those examples and learn how to use some of APIs. Okay, let's get back to the presentation. Okay, next to the web application framework, we are providing native application framework, and this is part of architecture. So we have few modules just to provide features for native application layer, and we are providing more than 10,000 of APIs, and because it's C++, it's no problem to use some open source libraries to get the code from some repositories. We are providing support to OpenGL, for OpenIL, for OpenMP. libxml is also available. And if you were developing application for BADA, this native application framework is almost the same mostly for the UI, but also for the getting an access for some kind of features. Okay, so let's create the very basic application, Hello World application. So to create a new project, you just need to choose from file new project, Tizen native project, and you can choose from various templates, and then write the project name. And we are also providing a UI builder. You can easily create UI for your application just by drag and drop the controls over the form. And to build the project, you need to choose between from building configurations. Building configurations like I would like to create a package for emulator, I would like to create a package for real device, and then just run, and you will be able to see your application on the emulator on or the real device. So I will just show you how to do this in IDE. So we are selecting Tizen native project, and we can choose from templates which one, what kind of application we want to create. So I will check the form-based application with Send Manager, and I will call it Hello Tizen. All the files will be automatically generated, and right now Eclipse is telling me that if I like to change the perspective to the native, and here is our project. I will now create emulator just to run this project on the emulator. So here I have the connection manager. I can just launch the connection manager, create a profile for my device. I will create a new one. As you can see, the GPU is turned on, so I will be having the hardware acceleration for my emulator. I just need to name it somehow. And right now I have a virtual machine which I can simply launch. It will take a moment because this is the Windows. The performance of IDE and SDK on the Linux is much better. Okay, I have the emulator, so I can now deploy my application to the emulator. And there is one more tricky thing. When you are sending your application to the emulator, you need to generate your signature. But IDE will tell me that I don't have my profile, my keys generated, so I'll be able to use a creator to create one. Or maybe I have. No, I don't have. Okay, as I said, we need to create our profile. It's very easy. You just need to follow the instructions. So preference and security profiles, add new, and I need to generate my certificate. Okay. So this thing need to be done only once. When you once create your certificate, you will be able to sign the application, deploy on the device, deploy on the emulator. So okay, my application has launched on the emulator. I can also use this UI builder that I told you about. So here in the resource folder, I have the form. I can launch UI builder, add some controls, edit existing one. So it's very simple. You can just change some properties. Oh, for instance, the text. And right now, the new version can be deployed on the emulator. Okay, so this is the Hello World application. And there is one quite cool feature, I think, is scene navigation. So about the structure of the window. We have a frame. On this frame, we are putting the form. On the form, we are putting the controls. Of course, we have indicator bar, header, footer, and usual stuff for mobile applications. And we are providing two kinds of form-based application. One is with the scene manager, and this scene manager allows you to create some workflow for your application. Just through this UI builder can create another form, make transitions between those forms. Even you are able to choose a transition method between swiping the forms. Yes, so you can just by drag and drop create transitions between forms, and through the properties you can set some kind of animation for transition between those forms. And it is connected, this workflow designer is connected with UI builder, so you can just simply click on the form. You will be having this form opened. You can just edit it, save, and all the code will be automatically generated. And yes, you can even assign some actions for buttons. And I will now show you how to do this in IDE. So we have our Hello World application. I will open this form. And oh, actually, I want to open the workflow. Oh, come on. Okay, so I have the workflow editor. Here I can create a new form. For screen normal size. And I have a new form. I can open it, add some controls to this form. Let's and common controls. Let's create some button. Take me back. So in Workflow Designer, I can simply drag and drop this form to be a part of workflow. Right now the class will be created for the form. And I have my second form. Let's call it second. And just by simple drag and drop, I can create transition between those forms. So on my first form, I have a button, and it has some action assigned. So I can just drag and drop and tell the workflow designer that if I click on this button, I will go to the second form. And on this second form, yes, I have a button, so I can assign an action at event handler, some action ID, finish, save. And now I have also action performed for the second button. I can create a transition to go back to the first form. And as I said, I can change the properties of those transitions, like providing animation. So let's keep it left. For transition back, let's have this kind of animation. So in very few steps, I've created two forms and the workflow between them. I've assigned an actions for buttons, and now I can check how does it work. Okay, so I have my application. I have these two forms. I can click on the button. I will go to the second form. Animation has been performed. I can click on the button and perform another transition between those forms. So it's not hard to create a UI workflow, UI design through the UI builder. So let's get back to the presentation. Okay, so of course we have a debugger for applications. It's standard set of tools, so we can create breakpoints, we can check the expressions, check the memory allocation, check the stack flow of all the methods. There is also performance analyzer. It will tell you how much time and resources are used by particular method. You can profile your project, check where are the bottlenecks in your application, and make it work faster. And one more thing, because I didn't mention, when you are developing web application, there is also debugger available. You have a standard WebKit. I forget the name of these tools. Is this debugger from WebKit allows you to dynamically change all the properties from HTML5, inspect elements, watch, profile your application. Maybe I will just show you. So I will create a new web project. A very simple one. Okay, I will change the perspective to the web. I can close this one. And I can debug my application. I'm not sure if I put the path to the Chrome browser. Probably not, but we'll see. try again. So the performance on the Windows is not so good. Okay, this is my application, but I can see the debugger. Oh, it's not here. It's here. Oh, one more try. Okay, I have debugger. So you probably know these tools. Very good. So this is standard WebKit debugging tool. So I can watch all the part of HTML5. I have information about all the resources, about the network. I can even launch the console and dynamically change my application during the runtime. I can check the properties. So the tool is very great, and it's available for the Tizen. Okay, so this is all about the demo. And as I said, we have this contest. There are a lot of prizes, and I'm very encourage you to join this contest. Try. And there will be a hackathon on Sunday. We have some Tizen devices. You can go there and try to get one. It is always better to use real device than emulator, and you will get this chance on Sunday. And these are the links to some websites. First one is the main site of Tizen. Second one is developer site for Tizen. There is also a source site where you can download all the platform and its source code. Of course, there is backtrack site and Tizen Wiki. On Tizen Wiki, you can find information about how to flash your device to the latest version of Tizen. It has a lot of helpful materials. On the developer side, you have lots of examples, sample codes, how to use some APIs, how to use some existing technologies like Cordoba or PhoneGap on Tizen. A lot of examples for native applications. Okay, so do you have questions? If not, oh, there is one question. EFL libraries are in the core layer of Tizen. They are not available through the web framework, through the native framework, but there is some hack, and it is possible to use this EFL. I don't know the details. A friend of mine will be holding presentation about Qt for Tizen, and he will probably can answer to your question about how to use EFL on Tizen. Okay, do you have any more questions?
Maybe one more. Do you have any like user interface guidelines
Yes, yes, yes. There are plenty of them on the developer side. Lot of lot of materials. I do not remember. It's 3.4, but it's guessing. I'm not sure. Okay, more questions?
What's the main difference between developing for Firefox OS and Tizen?
Oh, on Firefox OS you have only web, and on Fire.
Say I want to develop with web. What are the differences?
Basically, what I've heard from previous presentation, on Firefox you have very particular sets of APIs. So kind of features are available only through these APIs, and these APIs are not available on the desktop for different browsers than Firefox. And within Tizen, we have only a few APIs that are not available on desktop. I mean, we are trying to get as much as possible from W3C standardization. We are trying to put our stuff to the specification. So basically, when you create an app for a Tizen, this part of code should work on every device, on every kind of browser. So yeah, this is the main difference. And another one is that Tizen is not only dedicated to the mobile platforms, like not only for smartphones and tablets. It's also available for IVI systems in the cars. It's also available for TV, for even for a fringe. So if you learn how to create an app, you will be able to create an app for various sets of devices. Yes?
About this,
Mm-hmm.
will you put Tizen to your smart devices?
If we put Tizen to our smart TV devices, I think it's very confidential right now, but we are investigating how Tizen is working on TV, and what more I can say. There is a project Tizen for TV, and we are trying to see how does it work on TV. And there is a key difference when you are applying Tizen for TV. You don't need to have BST device. I mean, this big device that you need to connect to your TV to decode the signal from carrier, because Tizen has Tizen can decrypt the signal, and you don't need to have set-top box for the TV, because the platform itself offers that kind of features. Yes?
I have quite a similar question. Does Samsung plan to bring Tizen to the market, or will it remain a R&D project?
Oh, actually we are planning to launch Tizen this year. Oh, I thought that last year they've told that at the beginning of this year we will launch the device, but right now the official date is this part of the year. I mean, fourth quarter of the year.
So there's definitely motivation there to bring it to market.
Excuse me?
There is definitely motivation.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Okay, any more?
You're planning to release Tizen in this year. Are you going to release this with X11 or Web?
Could you repeat, please?
The display server. Are you planning to release Tizen with X11 or Web?
X.
Now you have two options.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to your question. I don't know which technology will pops up. I think the better one. We'll check both of them. Okay, so I will be here till Sunday. So if you have more questions, just grab me, and I will try to answer to your question. Thank you very much.